Over the last couple of years, Integrate has been approached by many companies wanting to establish a footprint on the African continent. And we found that most of them look at South Africa as the opportunity to enter Africa, and they use South Africa as a springboard to actually enter Africa. Towards the end of last year, we got approached by Mahindra Satyam. Mahindra Satyam are a $6.5 billion company in India. We started to negotiate with them in terms of contracts towards the middle of last year. And at the end of last year, so the end of 2009, we signed an agreement with them whereby Integrate would be an infrastructure partner to Mahindra Satyam in South Africa, and further establishing our partnership going into Africa. What it has actually done is it exposes their global ICT services more into the South African market. And what it has done as well is it gives Integrate the exposure into more of a global ICT strategy and partnership. There's no question that I think Africa over the years has been on the bottom of most of the global ICT outsourcers list. It actually been on the bottom. I think we've used it to our advantage to lap up the market, to lap up market share, to build a brand, to build a business, and to essentially to do some great things in South Africa and Africa. As local South Africans, we've taken advantage of the opportunities in the local markets. Now what we're seeing happening is we're seeing some of the global ICT outsourcers look at the local South African market and say, that is the next area for growth. It's an emerging market. It's a market which we've definitely got the people. We're lacking in services, and we're lacking in technology, and we're lacking in infrastructure. And taking into account all of that produces the opportunity for companies like ourselves and the Mahindra Satyams to go into South Africa and into Africa and do what's been spoken about over the last many years, which is bridge that digital divide that exists between South Africa and Africa, and the digital divide that exists between the African continent and the rest of the world. This, without doubt, is one of the most exciting times to be doing business in South Africa and Africa. And this is one of the most exciting times from an ICT standpoint. We're seeing huge amounts of investment coming from local businesses into Africa. We're seeing huge amount of investment into infrastructure. The ICT rollouts that are taking place now more than ever. While the world is going through a fundamental shift, and the world has fundamentally changed, the world has taken note of the opportunities that exist in South Africa and Africa. We're seeing some of the most innovative ICT entrepreneurs coming out of South Africa and out of Africa and grabbing global attention.